Let's talk about how to pass the Pepsi interview. What's up guys, it's Mike from Job Ready English here to help you get hired. Today we're going to be talking about the FMCG giant Pepsico, best known for making Pepsi Max and Pepsi drinks, as long as a whole host of other tasty things. We're going to be talking to you about what you can expect from their recruitment process, their most common interview questions and other interview questions that we came across which we found were really interesting. If you want more help to pass your upcoming Pepsi interview, then make sure you check out our Pass the Interview pack, which contains this research note as well as handouts, worksheets, books and courses to help you pass your Pepsi video interview. So let's get started with their recruitment process. So all of our information comes from publicly available sources. We research what candidates have said most frequently over the past 6 months and then put it all together in a handy research note. So candidates reported that the process took around 4 weeks and had 3 stages. You submit your CV and cover letter. There is an online interview, an online maths and literature test, then an in-person interview and an assessment centre where you complete a variety of activities. We picked out 5 most common questions that came up in their online or video interview. Question number 1, why do you wish to work at Pepsico? So when thinking about why do you want to work this company, if you want an in-depth answer, then check out the card in the description above and you can find as we go into this answer in detail. But in short, it's really very simple. Pick out 5 facts about the company. You want to think about answering this question in about 2 minutes. Make sure those facts are unique. Could be how many employees they have, their size of their revenue, could be their products, just something that's specific. How do you know? You can't say it about anybody else. That's a really simple way to look at answering why this company, and you would be surprised how many people give a really generic answer of, I want to work at Pepsi because it's a big world famous company where I'd have a great opportunity. That's not a great answer because we don't want to sound like everybody else. We want to sound unique and specific. Question 2, what are your strengths? So I suggest that you make sure you look at the job in the job description and try and look at what are the skills that are involved with you having to do this job. From here you could pick out 3, maybe 4 strengths, and every strength that you give, because of course if somebody said to you, well, why would you be good as a maths professor, you'd say, well, I'm highly numerate, and then you would provide a demonstration of that experience. I'm very numerate because I've won gold medal in 3 different mathematics Olympiads, for example. So we want the strength plus the experience, which gives the proof, and repeat that 3 or 4 times. Question number 3, why did you apply for this position? So whenever you think about why this role, if you want an in-depth answer, check out the card up in the top right hand corner where we go into this answer in depth and give you a free worksheet which you can fill out yourself. But you need to answer this in 2 parts. Number 1, what are you going to do? So very often when people answer this question, they basically just talk about themselves and how awesome they are. You are awesome, but more to the point, you need to talk about what would I do in the job, what would I be expected to carry out as tasks day to day, and that's really, number 1, you're matching up for keywords that an algorithm is going to be looking for in the job description if you're using video interview software. Also number 2, you're just demonstrating to the employer that you actually know what job you're going to do. I don't know about you, but I've definitely applied for lots of jobs before and then gone, I actually don't know what that job is. I kind of think that I can do it. The second part of this is where you're kind of going to be integrating your answer from question number 2. What are your strengths? So you're going to give your most impressive skills and experiences as they relate to the job description. And this is really important. Very often people don't think about this. We're all too busy talking about ourselves and how great we are. But what you want to think about is, okay, what have I done? What skills that I have that are really relevant to the employer? They're going to say, hey, that's exactly what you need. We're going to pick out 3 or 4 of those and put them into the second half of your answer. Question number 4, why are you suited to this role? Now this is a very similar question to number 3, but essentially what I would do when answering this is I would just pick out as many skills and strengths as possible, right? So I'm going to pick out the skills and the strengths and I'm going to say, well, I'm really suited for this job because I've got good teamwork skills and I can code in Excel and I know Python and I've worked with clients before in the food and beverage industry. I would try and fit in as many of those things as possible and as many examples, one example for each as possible, because remember, a job description, you basically have everything that is required to tell you what it is that you need to talk about to show that you're good at doing the job. And if it's a bad job description or not a very clear job description for Pepsico, then just take the name of the job, pop it into Google and find the job description somewhere else, or what is the closest job description, and you'll understand the tasks that you do and the skills. So we're really just listing out skills and experience to say, I can do this and this and this and this because I did this and this and this and this. Question number 5, where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? Right here at Pepsi. Working at Pepsi, drinking Pepsi. Okay, no, you don't need to quite go overboard, but generally for most, if you're applying for a graduate program, then you're going to be maybe 2 years in a training contract, then you're going to be a manager or an assistant manager. Hopefully by 5 years' time, you'll be moving up the management hierarchy, whatever division that you're going to be in. Maybe you're going to be producing products, running marketing campaigns, overseeing the logistics and supply chain for a particular region. Have a sort of understanding of where it is you would be in 5 years' time, but ultimately in some form of management role and still at this company. So a bit of a red flag for this one. Whenever someone says, oh, I don't know, or I'd probably start my own business or do this, do that, for an employer, they're just going to go, no thanks. Why? Because they're going to invest tens of thousands of pounds into your training and development over the years. And really what they want to see, even though it's a little bit of a dance, and most people aren't going to stay at a company for 5 years, what they want to see is, right, okay, so you're still going to be here, you're still going to be with me, and I'm going to get return on my investment of all the money and time that I've put into you. So here are 5 other questions we came across which we really like the look of, and we just want to run through with you in quick fire rounds. Tell me a time when you had a struggle working with a team. Very similar to resolving a conflict, this one. So maybe you didn't get on with a teammate, maybe you disagreed, maybe they weren't pulling their weight. Be really specific about what it is that you've done to resolve the situation. A lot of times when people have a struggle, you can really do 2 things. Number 1, you can confront the situation, or number 2, you can kind of go, do you know what, this person's a bit of a waste of space, I'm just going to do it by myself. There is a time and a place for both of those things, but it's really good if you make sure you go into detail. You're going to use the STAR format, which is situation, task, action, result. And when you're going through STAR, make sure that you place the emphasis of what you're saying. 70% of what you're saying should be on the action that you took, right? So exactly what you did to resolve this conflict. Question 2, what was the biggest project you worked on in uni? This is an easy one. Give one as well that you personally felt inspired or challenged or really got a lot out of. What I tend to find is when you're reflecting on biggest achievement project, these types of questions, make it realistic and something that you'd actually tell your friend, boyfriend, girlfriend, mum, dad, something that you're really proud of. Don't try and think about what they'd like to hear. Question number 4, what is your biggest weakness? So a biggest weakness I like is one that is real, that is genuine, and that is something that you actually struggle with. And also, what's the lesson that you've learned? What's the thing that you're really kind of getting out of it? You know, what is your biggest weakness? Sometimes I can be a bit disorganized, but I've put these things into place to really help me be better organized. What I don't like is a really disingenuous weakness like I work too hard, I try too much, I struggle to say no, I'm a people pleaser. Also, these are really quite common. So think about something that's real and genuine for you. Remember, if it's real and genuine for you, like it comes from a place of honesty and authenticity, then your answer will feel real and genuine. Question number 5, what is your favourite module you are currently studying and why? Good chance for you to be honest and really just dig into something that you personally have an interest in. Finally, the last question is, what are your hobbies that you have outside of the workplace? So what I'd really be looking for in this question is try and think about what they're looking for. So are they looking for a good team player, somebody who's quite analytical, and also just something that really reflects, again, who you truly are as a person. So when you're digging into this, one thing I want to say for a couple of these questions, like biggest project, favourite module, hobbies outside of studies and work, try to be genuine. Try and think about what the employer wants, but don't completely deviate from that topic. Otherwise you'll end up delivering an answer that is really boring and really contrived. Guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video wherever you're at in the process. Drop us a comment down below. Let us know how your Pepsi interview went. What's a company you'd like us to make a video about next? And I wish you the best of luck. See you later.